Okay. All right. I guess I don't really need to peek through like 80 feeds to check if this one's working or not, do I? Jump over to Twitch. Specifically Twitch. And that's it. Okay. Make sure that that's kicked in. Yes. Wait. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Yeah, no way that one's already done. Oh, no, it's not. Cool. There we go. All right. That will do. Twitch is in fact looking solid to me. Okay. Sound test. Good. All right, and hello, and welcome to a late night channel update hey, I am in fact live today stream. Yeah, it's been a bit of a day. There's one major thing that happened during it that I can't actually get into on camera, personal stuff. But what we can talk about is the main reason that there didn't end up being a stream until just now, which is that I woke up and I'd mentioned during a few of the streams this week that my mom pops in around, well, a certain day of the week, Thursday-ish usually, and we'll do that whole bonding thing that, you know, family members do. I've heard, and she's been snowed in for a hot minute, so I was kind of SOL as far as how that went. This particular week, we always watch the Marvel stuff together. I was basically waiting. I don't know if you heard that. Don't worry, it's okay. I know it's okay. We'll get into that in a minute too. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, so yeah, every week she usually shows up. I was waiting on her this time to watch Wonder Man, which her car had been snowed in for the last few days, so I was kind of like feathering about on like what my stream schedule was as far as like one of these days was gonna get knocked out. I thought it'd be 2 days because they dropped all 8 episodes on one day. Was what they did, the rare Disney Plus binge, so I kind of just assumed that it would take 2 days, but it didn't. Actually, we got through all of it in one sitting. But she showed up this morning. There was some rough news with that's off-channel stuff. But the main thing is we spent all day watching the show, and for the record, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Maybe fantastic's too strong. I thought it was really great. I was more taken with it than I expected to be, and I already expected to be pretty taken with it. Really, really like this new take on Simon Williams, honestly. Yaya was really great. Is that how you pronounce his name? Yahya Abdul Mateen, I believe. There's also a 2 in his name, so I don't know if you're supposed to put like the second. I don't know if that's what's going on there. I've never heard anyone say it out loud, actually. I've seen him in a ton of stuff. He's always great, but like I've never heard anyone say his name out loud. He's excellent as always. That dude really, really brings it every time. I'm always consistently impressed with everything that he's done lately. The only black mark on his record really is Aquaman as Black Manta, but that's not his fault. To be fair, I didn't see the second one. I've heard that was a good choice, actually, to not see the second one. So I'll leave that. I will say, at least as far as the first movie, man, everything Black Manta does in that movie, he's great emotionally, but man, every single emotional beat he has there is terrible and doesn't make much sense. You killed my father while I was pirating and hurting and killing people, and now I will kill you because you allowed my father to die. And it's like, but you were killing people. What did you think he was gonna do? You might not have thought this through anyway. And then he just kind of menaces for a while. It's not his fault. I can clearly tell he's better than that. Like, even during the movie, I could tell he's better than that. I really liked this new version of Simon Williams. It's funny how much of the Marvel-y stuff they had to dodge, given how far past a lot of the stuff with Simon Williams and Wonder Man they are. Like, hey, guess what? I'm going to talk about some things in the comics that are not in the show for a second. So don't worry about spoilers. Like, the deep shit, like how like I remember when WandaVision was coming out, and there's like some of those fake commercials in the show, and like, because Wonder Man is like heavily tied to Wanda and Vision originally in the comics. He's not based on, Vision is not based on Ultron / Tony Stark's brain patterns. In the comics, he's based on Wonder Man's brain patterns. And then that sends him on whatever direction he goes in. But obviously we're way too far past that now, so he's his own he's completely on his own as a separate thing now. And I really liked it. It was a great ride. Especially like, man, as someone that really wants the Spotify ad to be quiet, as someone that was definitely in the minority at the time of Iron Man 3 of watching that movie and being like initially being like, oh, well, so that's where you're taking that. And then kind of having this moment of like, you know what? Actually, I can fuck with what you're going for here, because the execution of it was so well done, and Kingsley's turn there is so fun. I was never really in the camp of thinking that movie was dumb. By the way, I'm especially not. I feel like Iron Man 3 is a way better movie post Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, by the way. Like, just by default. Because now we have seen that guy, so I'm not even worried about it. Some people get antsy about like, yeah, but we never even saw Tony interact with his main villain. And like, yeah, okay, sure, but like, I'm gonna keep it real for a second. They did they did something way better with him by making him Shang-Chi's problem, to be honest, in that movie. That movie is so good. I love that movie so much. I love Shang-Chi. That movie kicks ass. I'm so bummed out I haven't seen him since that movie, but at least I'm gonna see him again this year. But it should not have taken 5 years. I'm thinking about the fact that I saw Spider-Man once a year, sometimes twice a year. That one only happened once for Endgame and to Far From Home. But also Endgame, he's not in it much. Or no, sorry, no, Endgame, not Infinity War. Yeah, he's not in it much, so it's not a big deal. But like certain characters I would see every year, and like they've spread themselves so far now. That's just not a thing anymore. Makes me sad. It's sad that like it's taken so long to ring back around to certain characters. I'm glad we're getting there now. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen a lot of smoke for how Doomsday is gonna blow, and I'm just like, I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know how I would assume that. I see people jumping about nostalgia bait, and I'm like, did you guys think they weren't gonna use the X-Men when they got them back? Like, Marvel's literally been building up to using the X-Men again for a long time. Like, we just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, yeah, they were very clearly going to use those cast members again. They were doing it already. I'm not like, I feel like the moment to have that, oh, they're just bringing back those movies because people like those actors, was at Deadpool and Wolverine, and people seemed to jive with that, or at least they did for a minute, and then everybody heel turned on it. But, you know, like, whatever. I had a great time with it. It's a lot of fun. I think the movie's a ton of fun. I'm not really worried about that. So, you know. But, like, I don't know, man. I also feel like that movie had a really great, like, I sometimes I go back to, like, how that movie has such a, like, respect for and love for, like, the concept of a legacy character. Like, it's like kind of the backbone of the emotional core of that film, is like how legacy characters are like a big deal, and like how looking back at something fondly doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? Like, and like some people, you know, get weird about that. I get it, but it's like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna see the movie before I make my judgment on that, you know. And also everybody's like, but man, I think the thing that consistently confounds me with how people talk about Doomsday before they've even seen it is, like, when I saw that the Russo brothers were coming back, I was like, that is desperate. That is a very desperate move, for sure. On the other hand, those guys haven't done anything wrong when they were working with Marvel ever. In fact, it's largely still their best stuff every time. So, like, I mean, I get it. You want to reliably knock it out of the park. Okay, fair enough. So apparently a lot of their other stuff beyond Marvel hasn't been great. Okay. Their collaborative process with Marvel seemed to work well enough, so I'm not really worried about it. Plus, like, oh, but there's so many, like, disparate things and like things to catch up on, and there's too much, and they spread themselves so thin, and yada yada. And I'm like, but they literally said that they're treating this movie not as an ending, they're treating it as a new start, a new beginning, so that you don't have to. Actually, they even said that they're treating it as a direct sequel to Endgame, so you can just go from there to here, right? Like, and I mean, you could say, oh, but there's so many things you'll have missed since then. There's so many things you'll have missed since Age of Ultron to the first movie. There's so many things you'll have missed from Ultron to Infinity War. The movie caught you up. They just did that. It's okay. They literally did this before, you know? Like, I'm not worried about it. Especially not before I've seen it, you know? So I don't know. I have some concerns for sure. Like, I'm not fully sold on the Evans thing just yet. But also, which one is this? Why don't I remember this one? I just threw the soundtrack for E33 on and just kind of went for it. But my brain's rolling with all the math right now, trying to map when this was. I don't remember this one. Oh, this is good. But yeah, like, oh, it just hit me. Okay, I got it. I think, or I don't. Anyway, Wonder Man was great. So the slow roll payoff, spoilers, but not if you don't know what it means. But like the sort of slow roll, of build through of Trevor through Iron Man 3 into that All Hail the King short into Shang-Chi. You could probably just not, like, you don't need to acknowledge I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the All Hail the King short with Ben Kingsley. I think, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember when that ran. Wasn't that on, I think it was on the Thor the Dark World Blu-ray. It's on Disney Plus now. So anyway, but like, but yeah, just like a really solid narrative arc for Trevor. In addition, I was really surprised how it kind of gives him a little final, maybe not finality, but it gives him something like very consequential. I don't know if you heard that one too. I should probably address that now. Anyway, the show was great. I had a great time with it. Really solid turn for those characters. Really solid turn for Yaya as well. Really happy with how that actually played out. I really was pleased with like the meta narrative aspect of that. Although it's funny to me how the guy that they had playing the big, I don't know specifically which director they were lampooning with that guy. I felt like they were just lampooning directors in general, but I'll admit any ability for me to like parse who he was specifically riffing on was kind of destroyed by me just going, that's the guy from Superman that ran Israel. that Hawkgirl dropped from a mile up. That's all I could think the whole time. Any ability for me to dissect him beyond that was like, that's the guy from Superman that he put on the cactus off screen. That's the Israel guy. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, whatever. Really solid emotional arcs with that. Really good standalone story. I wonder if and when we'll ever see him again. It's weird that we have a lot of spinning plates in the MCU right now that I don't actually even expect to show up in the Secret Wars. Like I just watched a full 8-episode show about Wonder Man, and like I actually don't think I'm even gonna see him in part 1 or part 2 of Secret Wars, which, by the way, that's not even confirmed if they're doing that yet. But I feel like they probably will. I feel like it's Secret Wars. It's a big deal, right? I feel like it does need more than one movie. I kind of figured Doomsday would be part 1, but I don't think that's enough. I don't know. We'll see. But like, yeah, it's weird coming out of a show like that and just being like, yeah, I actually don't think we'll see him there. I think it's crazy that I don't even know if we'll see Daredevil. Now that they have fucking Daredevil back and they have a kick-ass Daredevil show with a second season coming in. How dare you? How dare you, small child's voice on Spotify ad? How dare you? How dare you? Get back to work. Not the child, Spotify. Back in the mines, child. We know you yearn for the mines. I'm gonna skip this one, actually. Not that one either. That's later. Too deep in. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, cool. I can use that. But yeah, it's like I feel weird. Like Daredevil's definitely not in Doomsday. I know that much. I hope he's in Secret Wars. I think it's crazy that like I'm not even convinced. Dude, if I get through Secret Wars and I haven't seen Moon Knight again, I'll be a little. That's actually what it'll take to piss me off. God damn it. At the same time, then again, there was that quote recently. I don't think Oscar Isaac is super happy with Disney, so I guess they would have to recast him, which would make me very sad. But I don't think Oscar Isaac's gonna work with Disney again, so I guess that kind of shoots that in the bud. I don't know. I expected She-Hulk to show up again in Secret War. Well, I thought she was gonna show up in Doomsday, to be honest. But like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I guess I have no idea where certain characters. I think it's crazy that they've introduced characters that ultimately aren't going to pay off in that movie. I'm sure they will in another Avengers movie, or in a team up somewhere. But like, that's crazy, man. Like, I can't believe we got Moon Knight, and I just haven't seen him again. But that one hurts a little more than Shang-Chi because I needed that one already. I needed that one really badly already, and now I just don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I just wish I had. I wish I had Oscar Isaac back. But also, I do understand why he was pissed off at Disney for the Kimmel thing. At least they reversed it. I don't know. Maybe the situation has changed now that has kind of gone away. But I don't know. He was super right about his comments, for the record. I'm not disagreeing with where he stood on it. I would stand with him actively on that. But also, God damn it, I really don't want to see Moon Knight again with a new face. Despite the irony of that. I can't believe I haven't seen anything that goes on with Jake after that. Like, that's nuts. So anyway, yeah. So that was where I felt about Wonder Man. Wonder Man was really great. I liked it. More than I even expected to, and I already had pretty high expectations for it. Really cool meta-narrative stuff. Really liked the direction. Really liked the overall flow of those 8 episodes. Though I don't know if I would describe it as like a filler episode. Oh, no, I think people misuse the phrase filler these days, but the 5th episode has like a detour in a way that I was like so on board with the whole time, and like I was just like, no, I kind of want this to keep going. Actually, I could have absolutely watched another full episode of the detour that they go on in episode 5. I was like, I don't know, man. That's oh, that track. Oh wait, where does this one play? I'm trying to remember. It's from the world map, but it's not hitting me. But it's pretty good. But you know what? I'm actually gonna skim this one. Oh no, definitely not that one. No, give me earlier stuff. Keep it to the early sections. That'll do. Perfect, I can live with that. Yeah, no. Very happy Moon Knight season 2 are gonna be dead. I wish we'd already had it. So bummed out we haven't. Like, everybody wanted to make it, but the timing just didn't, like, even Hawkeye season 2's timing didn't work out. They threw out a lot of plates to spin, and then they had too many things to then make sequels to, and then because there was so many plates spinning, we just got so much less stuff, and it made me sad. I wish we'd already gotten that. God, I want to see Mark again. I want to know what's going on with Jake. I mean, I know what's going on with Jake, because, you know, I know things about Moon Knight, but, like, I don't know, I wanted to see where they were going to take it. I'm sure he would have. To be fair, Jake was shockingly, even just for that one shot, Jake was shockingly just Jake in that one shot. Like I was like they made some tweaks to the first two that I know a lot of people disagree with, a lot of the overall changes, like him not being a billionaire and all having all that tech and money and stuff. And for me, I was like, no, I actually really like setting him lower. I like the idea of bringing him down further, right? Like, and to be fair, I know that was kind of what Mr. Knight was about as well, but I don't know. I thought they did a really cool job of integrating both of them. And yet it was funny to see, like, Jake was pretty much just Jake, as far as that one shot. Too much of a tease. I want more of that so badly. Way too much of a tease. I want to see more of him. To be fair, see, for a while, I hope, I'm not going to say Oscar Isaac should let go of what he was mad about. He should stay mad about it, but hopefully Disney caving was ultimately what we all wanted, and he can, I don't know. I just don't want to let go of Moon Knight. I'm selfish about that. I understand that. Part of me really wanted to see Avengers Secret Wars, and I wanted to have a scene where Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight talked to Oscar Isaac's Spider-Man 2099 that Sony would have probably let them use, to be honest. Who also Sony probably would have left at that. Who also then talked to / briefly interacted with, maybe he's looking at like a multiversy, like Phantom Zone panel or something, and he sees Oscar Isaac's Apocalypse, and he's just like, ugh. like I really wanted that. I wanted to see a world where Oscar Isaac was playing all 3 of his Marvel characters in Secret Wars. Whoa. Oh, this one from that scene. From that part where the music starts going nuts. Oh my god, now I'm getting an ad for that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I definitely don't want to play that on stream. That scene. Oh yeah, no. Wow, I forgot about that moment. That's really good. Oh, that's great. Some of the understated optional like rooms in that place are crazy. I love that I still don't know anything about what that room was, and that it just gets to live on with Mystique. Oh, that was, oh man, that's, what did Alan say? Answers are antithetical to the poetry of fear. Well, listen, that's not, E33 is not a horror game, but I do fundamentally think the unanswered mystery stays with you longer, and I love that shit so much. It's so hard to nail a mystery that you've left up in the air for so long and have everybody be satisfied with it. I was satisfied with the final Stranger Things twist in regards to what the Upside Down actually was. It seems like most people were not. I actually thought that was quite clever. And it kind of reflected back in ways that I thought was pretty neat, but you know, seems like not everybody felt that way. I know I would Gosh, I want to see Mark again. Okay. I could probably rave about this stuff in particular for a long time, and I could, but hey, let's actually get into some of the other stuff. So for the record, since it's now happened twice on this stream, I set this broadcast for 8:30 right at 8:15, and then it was around, I want to say 8:25 when I was getting the final prep done. It's a lot easier to do these. I just get the mic set and I go. It's nice. It's comfy. I should frankly do it more on nights that I'm not able to get anything else out, to just like sit for a minute and talk, because it's refreshing. It also gives me a chance to say things like fuck ice. It also gives me a chance to talk about weird, crazy shit, like how the Epstein files revealed that loot boxes in games were Epstein's idea. Also, the anti-trans, anti-woke, and pretty much anything in those categories were all high-level orchestrated manipulations by Epstein to manipulate the public. He literally used these phrases specifically to engineer 4chan threads to actively manipulate public opinion. And this sounds like the craziest thing. This sounds like something that should sound like conspiracy nonsense, and somehow this is an incontrovertible fact that was now released in documents released by the US government. That is insane. That feels insane. These feels like words I shouldn't be able to say. These feels like words that should be that I should be in a padded cell for. But somehow I don't just get to say them and be right. I get to say them and be terrified that I'm incontrovertibly correct, because we have actual documentation provided by the US government that proves an actual intent and active progress to push the 4chan threads that actually moved public consciousness into weirdo fucking anti-trans and like fucking anti-woke nonsense. Like all of that was orchestrated by a pedophile cabal. That sounds insane. Those words sound insane. But now they're just facts. This music is the Lampmaster theme coming on for this actually is perfect, because I feel this is my emotional state right now as I say those words that sound insane. How am I able to say these things and not be crazy? I should be crazy. The words I'm saying sound like nonsense to anyone who hasn't been on the internet for 15 years. And fuck's sakes, Bobby Kotick being in there is somehow the least surprising thing that I've ever been surprised by. Him literally using words like, yeah, we can use like gambling tactics and like miniature buys to manipulate the kids and get them hooked early. Like literally saying that out loud to Bobby Kotick in emails that we now have. Bobby Kotick was the former CEO of Activision, for the record, right up until Microsoft bought them. I actually don't remember who's in charge now. Oh yeah, no, I mean, that's a name that I wasn't surprised to see on the list, and at the same time actually seeing them do deep horrible emails in there was pretty bad. It was the strangest feeling I've ever had, because I see his name and I'm like completely unsurprised, as I feel incredibly surprised. Like I was, my lack of surprise belied my surprise. That doesn't make sense, but like, we live in a weird fucking world, dude. Like literally, all of the next time you see someone that's talking about anti-woke shit and like, man, I hate woke culture, I hate trans people or whatever, like you have to mentally now recognize every single word that comes out of their mouth was pre-designed and built in a lab by pedophiles. Literally literally pre-organized and decided on in advance, seeded into the public consciousness. These sound like insane things. But these are official US government documents that are just out there now that confirm it. I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like I'm going insane. This one's out there. How
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
And somehow nothing will change. Somehow nothing will change. Anyway.
Amazing days is
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cut me off right there. That's swerve that topic. I didn't even get to the thing that was about the sound. I just realized that. I think I just had to get that one out of me. Because, like, I couldn't fucking talk about it yesterday. I didn't want to ruin Alan Wake by talking about that shit. Is this the Golgor theme? I can't tell. I'll just let it go. Oh no, it's just in the village. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Oh, this does kick out straight. Oh, this track only plays right when you go into the throne area, isn't it? Yeah, because the music is segmented by mini zones, isn't it? Yeah, they were really good about that, actually. I guess it's not the first game that's done that, but I think they do it really seamlessly. Oh, okay, there's a couple moments when their music cuts are a little funny, but like, that's fine. Anyway, so I set the stream at 8:15 for 8:30. It was about 8:25, and then the fire alarm went off, and then I had to rush myself and also Hims, who is sufficiently fucking tired now, I'm sure, downstairs. Turns out that thing is, I will be honest, when I first heard it, my first thought wasn't even, I'm gonna die, or oh, I'm gonna die, or oh. Well, usually it's actually not even I'm gonna die, it's usually I'll be fine, but it's usually if any single object in this apartment is gone when I return, burned, destroyed in any way, I will have a fucking mental collapse. I will be ripped and torn asunder. Anytime I have ever seen photos of someone showing their burned possessions, my entire soul is just ripped asunder. I have so much fear of fire in general. I feel very caveman-like when it comes to fire. I feel a primordial element possessing my soul when I am around fire. Which is funny because this apartment has a sprinkler system, but I'm actually almost more afraid of those going off in some ways. Because on one hand, that Gustav's theme? That is Gustav's theme, wonderful. I am somehow more afraid of the sprinklers going off than I am of the fire. Cause like, literally, I don't think any of these things would survive a fire. Like, I think pretty much everything would be fucked. Also, I don't know the spray pattern, right? So like, I've not tested the spray pattern of these sprinklers. I don't know. Do they go do they go forward? Do they go up to the sides? I don't know. I suspect it would not save my stuff either way, but although this building has like inventory and stuff, so like if anything does get busted, it does have to get replaced, which is nice, but like, here's the thing, all the important work stuff would eventually get replaced, and that's nice. But I have things that are irreplaceable in here. Collector's items that are firmly probably worth money for sure to other people if I was to sell them, but also misfire is definitely a good fear to have. But most assuredly things that cannot be reclaimed, not in print anymore, no more made. Many things that have enormous physical weight to me, tied to me, emotional weight tied to my soul that would be devastating to lose. Boy, was Gustav's theme coming on for me talking about this fitting. and also scary. But anyway, so I go downstairs. Turns out I had a fear that that new cat carrier, the train, as someone called it when I brought it downstairs, was gonna be, how do I put this? I was afraid that thing was gonna be hilariously impractical to actually get downstairs. It's actually really sturdy. Because it's so sturdy and so easy to pack up, like, I don't know how to explain it. His old smaller cat bed, which was just kind of like there was no like stuff to it. Waterproof stuff, to protect that stuff. Maybe. I think a lot of that, like, because a lot of it's just displayed, right? Like it's out because I want to see it and I want it to be there, right? It makes me happy to see it every day, but like, I don't know, it's tricky. But I probably do need some things to put stuff in, but I don't know. For the record, this is the second time the fire alarm has gone off falsely. I guess I'm bearing the lead on that. Yeah, I'm alive, I'm fine. Guess what? If there was a fire, I probably wouldn't be streaming right now. But yeah, second time in a few months this has happened. This happened during an Astrobot session a few months ago, actually. Back in December. I think it was the first session or the second one. I think it was the second session, I think. Yeah, there was like a 20 or 30 minute segment where I had to leave. And like, yeah, apparently there's something with pipes in the building where like something, it didn't pop, but like the building thought there was like a buildup and it was actually fine. Fire department came, they cleared the building, it's all fine. They were testing stuff for a bit. So this is funny. What they said was the sprinkler system is faulty, which is a wild thing to learn now for me personally. That's a crazy one to learn in tonight. Like they just said it. Because there's two things about that. One, when they say, oh, the sprinkler system is faulty, my brain goes, doesn't that mean they have to test it? And like, I'm sure they wouldn't come up and just destroy my apartment by turning on the sprinkler system, right? But also like, I don't know. I don't know. What's the ratio? How long do you need to leave it on for? Do you put a cone over it and turn it back off? You put a traffic cone over it and then confirm, yep, there's water in here, and then you turn it off? Like, what do you do? How do you test that? Say quickly and safely. Put a little fucking ceramic box over it, cover it, just let it do its thing, seal it in. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, that was right before the stream started. That was a mess. This cat was not having a great time. I was able to plug his heating pad in downstairs at least, so he wasn't cold. But yeah, broadly that was that was in from out of the frying pan and into the I guess not into the fire, huh? Man. Okay, so with that, let's go over some channel stuff and then probably wrap up because we're almost at 40 minutes now, and we like to keep these a little brisk. So right now, there are several new playlists on the channel, some of which are not being occupied, and haven't been properly started yet. You might notice a few things that have moved around. There's some VODs listed in private sections. I think you can see them in the playlists themselves, such as for the Invincible, and they have no dates on them because I have not worked that out yet. There was one like that for Alan Wake, but we've actually started Alan Wake as of yesterday. I didn't get to do Life is Strange today because of all the other stuff that happened today. We will be doing it tomorrow. I thought I wouldn't be doing it. I thought it'd be a Life is Strange episode today and tomorrow, but I thought they'd be after 2 sittings of Wonder Man, but we got all of Wonder Man in 1 sitting, so it was good. That was helpful. So yeah, so right now we're looking at, I'm basically filling time until Yakuza Kiwami 3 comes out, which, for the record, I have had a lot of thought about that game's place on the channel. I know, oh, Fire sprinkler test.
People have made sacrifices for you.
I'm
because
trying
they
to
see who
read
you are.
this. Spotify, shut the fuck up. Okay. Buildings have something called an inspector test valve, which opens the pipes for all the sprinklers, but that's the only one that goes to the water. Oh, well, that's helpful. That's much better than spraying down everything I own. Oh. Oh, that track. Oh, I didn't know the name of this track until just now. Stonewave Cliffs, The Last Thing You'll See. Oh, that's the name of that track. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, I haven't actually listened to this back yet. That's good. Okay, anyway. I just thought of Gustav's theme for that sequence anyway. I should be careful anyway. So yeah, one that we're looking at is for the Invincible. We have started Alan Wake as of yesterday for Remedy for Poison Pill. That's an easy one to block out. I have a playlist. I have 3 separate playlists actually for Remedy for Poison Pill now. One for everything, absolutely every part of it. We have one that is just for the Max Payne trilogy, if that's more your speed, and then I have one that's going to be for everything, not the Max Payne trilogy. So that'll be Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Reverse those last 2. Control, then Alan Wake 2, all the way through. That also include all the Control DLC, like all the Control DLC, the Alan Wake crossover DLC and Control, and then of course, the DLC for Alan Wake 2 as well, including the Control 2 crossover DLC for Alan Wake 2. Which, man, I'm still fucking blown away. By how good that DLC is. The Lake House is so excellent. Even though, man, I'm really bummed out. It's the only thing that's not on the disc that they printed at the end of the day. Like, it's great that Night Springs is there, but like, man, I really wish that the Lake House was on that disc. But whatever. Ugh. But yeah, beyond that, I'm so shocked that we're getting Control 2 as fast as we were. Like, they said publicly many times, like, yeah, we're making Control 2 for like a smaller budget than Alan Wake 2, and I'm like, that makes sense, but like, I believe in them. Ironically enough, not ironically, sorry, I believe in them enormously as a studio. I'm surprised that Alan Wake 2 would have gotten a bigger budget, given that this, well, I guess that's the trick, right? Is we don't really know the structure of Control Resonant right now, but like Control Resonant has like breaking out into New York City. That seems like it would be like a semi-open world kind of thing. But like, if the level design is in any way, shape, or form reminiscent of Control's level design, which, to be fair, I guess it kind of can't be, right? Like, I guess it can't be reminiscent of Control's level design, right? Because like Control's level design is very strictly locked to that building, right? We literally went everywhere in the oldest house we could go by the end of that game, oddities and all, and there's so many interesting things to see. But there are other places to see. I mean, geez, what FBC Firebreak, that multiplayer thing they dropped last year, that was I did actually do one session of it last year. I liked it. It didn't really hold on to me, but I always expected that to be a fun weekend. And I kind of thought that's what they thought it was going to be, because they gave it to literally everyone that had a Game Pass sub or on PlayStation Plus. So I was like, oh, so they're cool not making money on this. Cool. And then like when they announced it, I was like, yeah, everybody's going to get to play it for free. I'm like, oh, okay. So they're just making a cool multiplayer thing for fun. Cool. They have reasonable studio expectations. And then it came out and it bombed and didn't do well. And they're like, yeah, it lost us some money. And I'm like, I thought you guys knew it was gonna lose money. That's the minute I saw your release plans of we're gonna give it away for free. I felt fairly confident. I understood that was because you didn't think it was gonna make a lot of money. So that one baffled the shit out of me. It's one of the only times Remedy as a studio has ever made a financial decision that made me go, I don't think I know where your head was at on that one, honestly. Like, they scaled that game back down from being a live service game into being a standard multiplayer game that you can play for a weekend like Left 4 Dead and then leave it behind, and then that was fine. And then they acted like it was a failure, and I'm like, but you gave it away for free. Of course it didn't make any money. You gave it to everybody. Everybody that had a subscription to any console. Well, no, anyway, whatever. Weird stuff. I don't know how I will. I mean, I guess I can just boot that up for a minute and we can look at that stuff for a minute as like a bonus thing. Because there's not like I was hoping to get a little bit of extra lore stuff from from Firebreak out of it related to Control on the way out of it, but no, not really. It's a fun multiplayer shooter. It's got some cool stuff in it. I liked it was cool to have Left 4 Dead Control vibes. I missed Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's great. I missed it. It was cool to have like it was effectively a Left 4 Dead Control reskin, but I was super happy with that. It was cool. I liked it. But I thought there'd be like a little story tidbit about the FBC leading into the next Control in there somewhere. I thought there would be something, and there really isn't. And maybe that's because they didn't want people to feel like, oh well, to get the full picture, you gotta go play the weird multiplayer spinoff. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's by design. They didn't want the freaks like me to feel like I had to pour over it, right? But I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So we'll be trucking on with Remedy for a Poison Pill. I'm gonna make sure that we get Alan Wake and American Nightmare done before in Kwame 3. Sorry, I just realized that I was going to talk about Kwame 3, and then I got interrupted. Hey there, can I speak at the moment that I'm going to say something important? Spotify, would that be okay if you didn't play an ad there? No? Okay, there we go. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Kwame 3, obviously, because it's been something that my channel's been building up to for a while. It is something that it's my second favorite series. I adore those games. There's been something of a let's be real for a second. Work and percentage chance keeps me pretty busy. I don't get to engage in the cultural zeitgeist that much anymore, which is fine. I'm okay with that. In a lot of ways, it's made me a lot healthier. But I still see things. I still have to keep up with the news and the general vibes. It's part of the job. I just don't get to engage with it unless it's here and talking about it to someone directly. But I am very aware of what's going on with Kiwami 3. In regards to a certain actor that I'm not happy is there. Let's get that out the gate firstly. This is not about to be I'm about to start up being an apologist for the thing. No. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that. Not one bit. I'm not going to defend that. Is my hair sticking up there? It wants to. Okay, there we go. There's no part of me that can ever not play any of those games. I'll be super real. It's just too it like people say, hey, don't attach the thing to your personality. I don't know if I would say that it's attached to my personality. It's attached to my soul, which is because I care too much about the things that I love. So that's, listen, not to be an apologist for the thing. What I'll tell you right now is that my plans right now are two things. One, we'll be doing the dub, so we won't have to hear the guy's voice. So that's great. Two, I'm probably gonna. I've been waffling on what I'm gonna do when their face is on screen. To be fair, we'll be playing Dark Ties first. Yakuza 3, Kiwami 3, and Dark Ties is the remake of Yakuza 3 that also comes with a free bonus campaign where you play as the villain of Yakuza 3, who that guy needed some build up because I don't really like that character in the original game at all. He has some very fun moments, but I desperately wanted him to have more build up. We'll be touching Dark Ties first. I don't know if this particular character appears in Dark Ties, so I don't know if it'll really be worth thinking about there. I have no idea. I haven't played it. But I'll just tell you right now, I always expected that character, a certain actor, to be patched out after release. I never expected them to do it before, because there was that article from well before this particular controversy with Kiwami 3 in regards to like the dev team doesn't really look like the dev team, not like the localization team. They do. But the dev team themselves, because they're making a game a year and they're cranking, Like they're getting one of those out like every 14 months or so. Like they pretty much don't look at the internet until each one's done, and then they go, oh, okay, right? Like, so I've pretty much just been like, okay, yeah, they're not going to be looking at that until afterwards. Like, this series, here's the thing, this series has patched people out in the past for doing crimes, for very minor crimes. So I've never been of the mind that, this is the one they're going to stand by. I just didn't think it would happen until after release. Also, a studio is never going to like acknowledge something like that until they've actually fixed the problem. They're never gonna say, whoopsie, we didn't notice when we cast that guy. We'll fix it later. Like, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna fix the problem and then be like, a patch is coming tomorrow. We fixed it. We fixed it. We went and re-recorded everything with a new guy, or did like they have done several times before. And he's gone, right? Like, the only reason that swap, some people forget, like when that happened with Judgment, where the guy got caught doing cocaine, so they took him out, which that was wild. That was such a small thing in comparison. Pierre Taki, I think it was his name. It's probably, I don't think it was pronounced Pierre. Was it really pronounced Pierre? That guy's Japanese. I've never known a Japanese guy named Pierre, but then again, that's fine, whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Listen, I didn't name him. I might have just been accidentally racist. Whoopsie. I'm sorry if I was. Anyway, point is, they patched that guy out, but people forget that Judgment came out when the series was not doing global releases. And like, so like the dev team was like actively in that process where they were checking stuff, and then between the Western release and that one they saw, and then the guy was gone, and it became a whole thing. I do recall that, I think that delayed the Western release of Judgment. I can't remember now. Actually, I can't remember. I would have to double check that. But yeah, I know I've always expected that would happen after launch. Even given my streaming schedule and how long it actually did take me to finish Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, the Kiryu spin-off game, which is a hilarious phrase, by the way, the Kiryu spin-off game, set between 7 and 8. That game is apparently similar in scope to Dark Ties, from what they've said, and that game took me like 40 hours. It took me 40 to 50 hours. For most people, it's like 10 to 15. Like that game was meant to be a smaller one, and like that, I did everything in it because I wanted everything, right? And I was happy to, right? Apparently Dark Ties is about that size. We're doing Dark Ties first. I want to do the new thing first, and then I'll play the remake, especially because it's a prequel to it. If it was after, I would do it first. I would do Kiwami 3 first, but it's not a sequel to 3. It's a prequel. So we're gonna do that first for sure. So the idea is that you need to shut the fuck up, Spotify, and let me do my job. God damn it! One of these days, I need to find a better solution than them. And unfortunately, the answer. See, the problem is, I don't want the solution to be paying for Spotify, because that would require giving Spotify money, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, point is, as I was saying, yeah. Are you playing dub music? Okay, there we go. Jeez. Anyway, as I was saying, so we'll be doing Dark Ties first. Given my stream schedule, let's be real here. I would strongly assume for a minute that Dark Ties / Kiwami 3 is going to be the channel for like a month. Full stop. That's why I'm keeping projects light right now. Because it's a big one between the two things, right? Given that I expect them to patch that guy out after release. The nice thing about doing Dark Ties first is there might even be a chance he's not even in it by the time I start it. He might already be gone by the time I start it. I don't know. But the other nice thing about that is Since we are playing the dubs anyway, like I said, we don't have to hear his voice, so that's good. So that takes that away, so that's good. I understand why people are. I'm not sorry. I shouldn't say I understand why people are mad. I'm also mad, right? But I do deeply love this character so much. He means a lot to me. Kiryu. And like I am perhaps giving the team the benefit of the doubt that they didn't know when they casted him. Maybe that's like, I get it. I get why people are not willing to give them that right now. I understand. Everyone wants to be mad, justifiably. But like, I don't. Maybe for me, it's hard to believe that the studio that fired people over cocaine knew about this. Does that make sense? By the way, I'm keeping away from what they did for now, because that's a topic for in the actual playthrough to be brought up briefly. Or ideally, they're already patched out by the time I get to Kiwami 3, because Dark Ties will be first. And then I never even need to think about it. And then we don't even have to talk about it because he's gone. So that's my hope, is that maybe he'll literally not even be there. If he is still there, my plan is, because, hey, listen, it's a remake of a game I played before. I know how much screen time that character has. It's not a lot. That character's not in that game a lot. That's a character that comes back in 4, and maybe some people are misremembering that 4 is the game that this character is in a lot more. But they're not remaking 4 yet. They're remaking 3. And this character's not in 3 a lot. Unless they've added him more in more scenes. I don't know. They are adding new scenes, so I don't know. But he's not really in 3 that much to begin with. So that's already good. If I'm listening to the dub, I don't have to hear his voice. If his face is still in there, I'm either gonna do the old NVIDIA blur effect that I've realized I can do through OBS to get his face off the screen, or I'm literally just gonna put a big stupid PNG of the original face over top of him. And you'll be hearing the dub actor that has nothing to do with the Japanese actor. So at that point, absolutely 0% of that guy would be in the playthrough. So that's what I'll be doing. Because I don't feel comfortable showing his face. There might be like the occasional moment where like his face quickly, like the camera cuts during a scene, right? And like then his face is on screen for a second as I shove the old Hamazaki face over top of his, like a PNG of it, right? But like, you know, as far as him talking, I'll be covering it up, or I'll just hit the blur button. You know, I need to rig up how to actually. I haven't figured out how to turn the blur on from Stream Deck yet. I need to figure that out because I really would like to have a button to just get it on like immediately without having to like fumble in OBS. So yeah, that's something I'll be taking a look at. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that right now. I just, for me personally, I don't blame anybody else for being mad. I'm mad, like I said, but I have a hard time believing they knew. I also have a hard time believing that guy will stay in there for long, given the much smaller crimes that other people have been patched out of this series for entirely. They fucking got rid of the guy that played Tanamura in 4, and he's a playable character. Because, what? I think it was also cocaine. Like, cocaine use. Which is like, okay, sure, I guess. Like, I don't know, man, like, ugh. So I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that a series that has done that much stuff like this is gonna not do that stuff. I don't know. And like the remastered collection, I'm trying to remember if the remastered collection of 3, 4, and 5 was after Nagoshi left or not. After he left the studio. I don't remember. So I'm not gonna talk out of my ass and say like, oh, well, they removed that guy for the cocaine stuff after he left. So I don't remember. I won't say definitively on that unless I check, and I'm not going to check right now. So I'm just not going to say it. But I believe that they've been decently consistent about this sort of thing so far. So I believe and hope by the time we get to that guy that's barely in the game to begin with, thank God, that I don't think that that's a problem we'll have to worry about long term. Do I begrudge anybody for being mad about it right now while they're not acknowledging it? No. Did I ever think there was a chance they would acknowledge it until the day they had actually fixed it? No. That's not how companies work. No company will commit brand suicide by saying, shut the fuck up. By saying shut the fuck up. Yeah, exactly. No company will commit brand suicide by saying, hey, so we did an oopsie. We didn't know. We'll have it fixed in 3 to 4 months. No, that will not work. It doesn't work like that. No company will ever do that. They will never say, hey, we didn't know, we're gonna fix it. They'll just be like, hey, they'll be like, hey, we fixed it. It's out now. There you go. Right? Like that's not a thing any studio is gonna do. And I'm not even saying it should or shouldn't be like that. That's just the reality of things. You know, that's how these companies work. And that's not even me like trying to defend the company either. It's just like, that's just how businesses work. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just how it is. They're not going to say, we did a really bad oopsie and we have nothing to show for it yet. They're going to say, hey, we fixed it. The patch is out now. We're sorry. Right? Like that's what it's going to be. Man, this track is so good. Met the Great. Oh, character. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's where my broad plans are for Kiwami 3 right now, other than the fact that we'll be blazing through it over the course of a month or so. When that game actually drops, yeah, that's going to be the whole channel for the foreseeable future. Gosh, I wish they dropped the dub for 1 and 2 first, because then I would just be doing 1 and 2 on the channel for like a few months, right? And that would be awesome. And I would love to do the dubs for 1 and 2 on the channel first, before the dub for 3, or the remake of 3. But like, they don't exist yet. So I just kind of have to. I bet that shit would definitely be gone if I did 1 and 2 first. So yeah. Someone's on his way over. Someone is also wearing his Christmassy thing, because I realized it was still in the hut with him when the fire alarm, in his house with him when the fire alarm went off. And I thought when we were downstairs and it was cold, he probably could use that. So he's just sort of still on him. When he gets it off himself eventually, I just won't put it back on. No, Jew and swine in Chinese, and now with a forehead and a golden right fork tall. Really? Okay. That does sound pretty rad. I having fun up there. So yeah, so that's the broad structure. Is right now Kiwami 3 is incoming. When it's here, that will be the channel for gosh, until Dark Ties and that are done. Hell, maybe I batted around. Listen, there's also another possibility, which is we do Dark Ties, and at some point during that playthrough, they do drop the surprise dubs for 1 and 2 that I have no reason to believe aren't happening. In fact, they literally told someone from Easy Allies they're dubbing all of them, and he said that on the podcast. So that's just happening now. Right? So like that is happening. If those dubs for Kiwami 1 and 2 drop during the Dark Ties playthrough, I will just put Kiwami 3 off to the side for a bit, and we will just play 1 and 2 and then 3 on the channel. I will snort them hardcore. Honestly, getting a burst of the new thing would be cool, and then coming back to 3 after that would be nice. So yeah, like I don't even mind that. So yeah. That'll be fun. Also, like, I've literally wanted one thing in the Yakuza series more than anything for many years, and that is to spend way more time with Kiryu's kids than you get to in 3, just because that's the best part of that game. And now that's exactly what this game is, and that has meant so much to me for so long. I could not stay away from it emotionally. I'll be honest, it means a lot to me to actually get to spend more time with those kids. it is the emotional backbone of the entire series, and I've wanted way more with them in that game's context, in the style of a remake for a long time. It's a big one for me. Not gonna let that one play. That's a much later one. What else? What else do we have in here? No, definitely not that. No. That'll do. Good. Yeah, I can work with that one. So yeah, that's the plan for Yakuza right now. Dark Ties, right away. If dubs drop, Kiwami 3 pushed back. I kind of expect by the time that we get to the face in question, he might not even be there anymore. So, you know, hope so. Hope so. I suspect that will happen pretty soon after launch. So yeah, at the very least, when they see the sales numbers are lower, they will definitely try to save face on that. That if nothing else, I believe that, because I do know a lot of people are just not going to touch it, you know. So yeah, and I don't blame them for that. I'm too invested in the narrative. I will admit that. That's a personal problem. You're gonna have a great time. It's a great game. I love Doom: The Dark Ages. I don't know if I'm too lazy. Decided to put that. Come to think of it, so wait, does on what platform? No, it's okay. No, it's not. You told me before that your PlayStation account got banned, so it was probably an Xbox or other Xbox or PC. Doom: The Dark Ages never prompted me to sign in, but also I had signed in on Doom Eternal. I did sign that in at some point and make a Bethesda account, so it might have remembered my login to like the Doom stuff and just skipped that for me when I turned the Dark Ages on. So I don't know. I never got a prompt to log in, so it might have done that automatically. I don't remember. That sucks either way. No, I totally get you on that one. The game's a lot of fun. I strongly think that while that game had a bit of a slightly mixed reception, and I do think I probably do prefer Eternal, but that's because I like being a fighter jet. I actually really like the slow Devil May Cry, the slower tank nature. Also, you're not really that slow in that game anyway. People talk about it like you're really slow in that game, but not really. Like I still felt like a tank. I felt like a tank that could move like a fighter jet, if that made sense. Yeah, no, I never felt like I was too slow in that game by any means. That game has a lot of great stuff in it, a lot of great ideas. It remixed a lot of ideas, but yeah, I still had a great time with it. I suspect when that game is all said and done, that there will probably be a point where some YouTuber will make a video, Doom: The Dark Ages, better than you remember, and then everyone will turn on it and remember. And suddenly everyone will talk about it like they always loved it, and then I'll slowly go insane, having to remember everybody hating on it. Whatever. So yeah, Kiwami 3, very established at this point. The Invincible is a thing I'm going to attempt to look at as a quick look. If there's time before Kiwami 3, we will be looking. Sorry, there's the last 2 episodes of Life is Strange as well. Would have been one today again, but personal stuff came up. So Life is Strange episode 4 on tomorrow, and then on Wednesday should be the finale. I kind of was thinking about, okay, there's a couple months before Life is Strange Reunion. To be fair, the amount of time it's going to take me to get through all the Yakuza stuff next month, Life is Strange Reunion might come out. But yeah. Black Myth fighting Yellow Brow. Hey, you leave his weight out of this. He's doing his best. So wait. I don't know. So the Invincible, then is a thing we'll do a quick look of. Shut up, Spotify.
Places to live with over 140.
Spotify, shut your mouth. What did you meant to say then? What did you meant to say? What did you mean to say? Grammaring myself. I wonder why. So it's 10:16. Yeah, we should probably speed through the rest of this. So the Invincible will be a quick look, aka I'm gonna check it out. If I don't vibe with it, we won't finish it. So that's what quick looks generally are on the channel. Alan Wake Remastered / American Nightmare will be finished over the course of the next 4 sessions of that. There might be a rival session or 2 on the way to the 12th of the month. Amazon told me that my copy of Kiwami 3 is not coming till the 16th, which is 4 days after the release, which is not okay, for the record. So according to EB Games, they've told me that there is no supply chain disruption. Best Buy has not said anything about it being anything later than the 12th. So right now, I am going to be focusing on the notion that I'm going to figure out a way to get to it on the 12th and have it on the 12th. Ideally. I do not want to stall for more time after that. Once it's done, and I've managed to fill some days with that, we'll be looking at Star Wars Outlaws. I'm finally excited to give that some time and take a look at it. I've heard a lot of great stuff about the game after the patches. There were some rough stuff, like some forced stealth segments that seemed not great at release, but from what I was seeing, pretty much every major problem people had with that game has been solved at this point, which is exciting. And it seems like the DLC also fixed a few more. So yeah, I want to give it a look and I want to try it out because, hey, it's the only Star Wars, it's the first Star Wars open world game ever made. That's kind of historic. Also, it's apparently a Ubisoft game that respects your time. I didn't think they knew how to do that anymore. That was the craziest sentence when I read that shit. Not Dead by Daylight, it was on Game Pass. I played a lot of that game. It's good. Admittedly, right now, I haven't played it in like a year or so. I've been told by people that do play it still actively that the game is in a really bad state right now. And that, like, apparently all the killers around Freddy, no, it wasn't Freddy. It was Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's. Kinda was like they didn't like there was some design problems with them, I guess. So I don't know. I haven't kept up enough. I just think so from what I understand, people have told me the game's not in a great place right now, but I don't know. Nemesis is a lot of fun. I like playing Nemesis. What track is this? Oh no, I don't want to play this here right now. That's far too early. So yeah, so Star Wars Outlaws is on the list. Let me actually thumb through here real quick and remind myself what else is on my mental calendar here. I'm gonna have to fit. The Marvel Rivals Season 6.5 stream is gonna be really weird to fit in when Elsa Bloodstone shows up in, like, I think that's the day Kiwami 3 comes out, or that's the day after Kiwami 3. So I might be a little knee deep in there, but also, hey man, I'm gonna have to get in there at some point. So yeah, not like I'm not excited to play the game, but I'm also excited about that other one. So let's see. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and 3 HD are also on my list, but we'll have to see as far as timing goes. Dumb shit. That is definitely the best way to play that game. I'm gonna try and potentially fit in another run of Dispatch before I'm gonna try and fit in the other run of Dispatch before Kiwami 3 as well, which we can do in 2 sessions, easy, 4 episodes again. I want to do the Blonde Blazer run plus the Phenomenon run, which is those are the same run for the record in my case. I want to see the other variations of events. Also, Blonde Blazer, I was definitely on the other train, but I will admit, a certain thing she does right at the end shoots her way up. I don't know if it's above the other girl, but Blazer's got some good shit. The first playthrough we did, once again, is already on the channel if you want to go watch the Dispatch playthrough that we did do. I was very happy with the game. We got the best ending the first time. Even though I didn't know what the hidden, I knew there was some sort of hidden stat tracker, but I didn't know what it was tracking or what nature or what manner it was tracking it in. And so looking at it afterwards and seeing, oh, I just did everything right, was actually really great. I wonder if by default, by doing the Blazer run, I'm basically just not gonna be able to get that to happen. which is interesting. So yeah, we'll be taking a look at Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3 HD at some point. You know what? Why am I even checking my game library instead of the fucking upcoming projects folder that I've been making thumbnails in? Dumbass. Let me see. Oh, sorry. I just realized this is the first chatting and hanging out stream we've done since adding the percentage chance logo, which I've just moved to the other side of the screen as I realized that the comment feed is actually underneath there. That is the logo for percentage chance. It was done by a lovely, wonderful, stupendous, splendiferous artist that does wish to remain anonymous for the time being, probably forever and potentially, not because they have any problems with the work that they made, but that's just how they roll. I don't know why I always feel the need to clarify that part. I just don't want anybody to think that like they weren't happy with it or something like that. I love it. I adore it, actually. I'm enormously pleased by it at all times. It makes me happy to look at. It might get edited with my head on there in one of the dots, and then his head as the other dot at some point. Admittedly, that was actually the original idea, but it kind of fell apart when I remembered, oh right, that would mean I'd have to take a picture of myself that doesn't suck. And then that fell apart. So yeah, if I ever get a shot of myself that doesn't make me want to eat glass, we'll go ahead and use that and give a V2 version of it. But until then, I think it's perfect. So yeah, so as I peek at my folder, yes. So yeah, the ones that we were looking at were, yeah, like I said, obviously Kiwami 3, Alan Wake and American Nightmare are, I'm considering American Nightmare part of the Alan Wake playthrough, to be honest. Like, I'm just gonna consider it session 5. Like I said, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, Kiwami 3 is on the way. We did Max Payne 1, 2, and 3 for Remedy for a Poison Pill already. Oh gosh, had Remedy for a Poison Pill even happened last time we did a channel update stream? I don't think it did. Hey, if you have not seen any of Remedy for a Poison Pill, that is my current... How dare you interrupt me when I'm talking about my projects? As if they were not going to do that somehow this time. Remedy for a Poison Pill is my currently ongoing... Oh, Versos theme. Is my currently on... Have I heard this one in a while? Oh, yeah, okay, that one, yeah. Is my currently ongoing project where we go through the Remedy connected universe and all of its official and unofficial tracks. There is a trailer. I could play it now. It's 6 minutes long. This Hangout stream's already gone on a little longer. If you would like to see that trailer, it starts every Remedy for a Poison Pill stream, and which, for the record, those are represented by this logo, which is currently overtaking several other logos and things, but you know, that's just Stream Deck for you. But yeah, that logo is on all the thumbnails. Come to think of it, I just realized the Hangout thumbnail for these Hangout streams doesn't have the logo on it yet. I should go actually put that in there. But anyway, as I was saying, the brain, work with me. We were just talking about it. Open the folder again so I can see it. Right, yeah, Remedy for Poison Pill. If you would like to see the full trailer, the full 6-minute trailer that I edited, that I worked very hard on, and I think is very good, in my humble opinion, including especially the last minute, which was my favorite part to edit. Although the craziest sound sampling job I have ever done opens that trailer, and I think I don't want to toot my own horn too hard. I know it's amateurish in many ways, but I'm also really pleased with how it came out. I think it's a really great trailer. I hope people agree. People seem to be really happy with it. So yeah, you can go check that out. We'll be getting to Alan Wake session 2 on, I guess it'd be Thursday at this point. So yeah, because of my off day, and now Life is Strange needs to be 4 and 5 on tomorrow and Wednesday. So after that, once for the record, Remedy for Poison Pill is kind of gonna go throughout the year. My only real demand for this project is that it's there to build out time in times of the year where I'm not sure what to do, or it just needs to mainly be done, all those games, by Control Resonance release. Control Resonant is not coming out. It is coming out this year, apparently, unless it gets delayed. They've only committed to this year. There was a Game Informer cover recently, so the game's like definitely like still coming along. They've not given any specific dates. Apparently there was even a leaked date, but I didn't look at it. Maybe it's a good idea for me to look at it just so I maybe have a general idea. But yeah, broadly, my only real stipulation with that is that every project on that list is done by then, which for the record is, of course, the Max Payne trilogy, which we've now done all of. Alan Wake's American Nightmare, Quantum Break, Control, Alan Wake 2, DLC included for the last two, finally leading into Control Resonant. So yeah, that's an ongoing, currently existing project, already started. We did the first session of Alan Wake yesterday. As far as a couple projects that are on mysterious timing, The Altars, which I've been waffling about for a bit, is still on the way. I really want to play it. I've seen some people even say when they went back to it that it could even be their game of the year for last year. That's a big claim given E33, but like even seeing it in the same conversations is crazy to me. There was a minor AI thing with it last year, but to my understanding, based on the research that I did, it was that the localization team for one of the languages inserted an AI string into background text in one of the background computers. Now, I abhor AI's use in basically every circumstance with all fibers of my being, but I'm not gonna hold the main dev team responsible for what the localization team did. Maybe that's just my personal line. Those are different human beings, to my understanding. That's my perspective. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. I'm not going to ding people that did something dumb unrelated to the people that actually made the thing. That's just my perspective, though. If you want to be stronger about it and more like hardline, I totally get it. I won't say you can't or shouldn't be. Nevertheless, I already have the game and I've had it for like 6 months. So yeah, I want to get to it eventually. Or whenever the physical copy came out. I grabbed it like a few months later. It probably wasn't 6 months. It was probably well after that. So that's one thing we'll be looking at. There's one game, its positioning is odd and I'm not really sure how to fit it in, which is Shadows of Doubt. Shadows of Doubt is a procedurally generated detective game where every time you load into it, you have a new mystery that's predetermined. It's not... As we have so many bad terms for AI these days, some people don't get that procedural generation isn't, you know, we've had procedurally generated stuff in games for like 2 decades, if not more, right? It's not generative AI. It's not the same thing. It's literally just, we made a random number generator and made different things other than numbers for it to spit out in different combinations, and they can be interesting. To my understanding, the PS5 version runs like shit, but they've been patching it. Also have a Pro anyway, so hopefully it can power through it. Apparently, even on the Pro, if it rains, might as well be looking at mush. But also, weird jank-ass games like that have a lot of ambition sound interesting to me, and I kind of want to give it a look. I don't know if the game's like got a definitive ending. I don't know what capacity it is, if it's all procedural. I don't know if like there's an ending. I don't know. So it's a hard thing to schedule, and it's a hard thing to put on the schedule because I don't know how to structure that. Like I might need more explanation on it, but I got it in a sale. And the other one that is the last thing I think we'll bring up before we tap for tonight, that I have been fiending to put on the schedule how dare you when I am talking about something this exciting? How dare you? It's targeted. It is measured. It is calculated. It is targeted. This is harassment. Oh, this one. Anyway, that I have been fiending to find a way to get onto the schedule. A game that I have been looking at, footage of people playing, not so actively as to say that I know what's coming. It's not like I'm spoiled on it. I've seen enough footage to know I want to fucking play that, because it gives me Subnautica vibes, albeit in a very different manner. not, I should clarify, like not in the same way. When this is probably going to be hard to quantify. When I say vibes, I don't mean mechanically. I mean the vibes. I mean the vibes are in that department. It's not a water-based game, which already probably sounds different. But I've been looking at it from afar for so long. And then late in December, I saw a thing telling me that it was on sale on PS5. And I went, bitch, I didn't even know it finally got a console port. And that is satisfactory. I have seen images and videos of quick clips of people's insane, what I can only describe as mega factories. And like ridiculous, like automated nightmares on this crazy alien planet, and like the jetpacking around and like the build. I am not one that cares that much about base building, generally speaking. I don't. It is hard to make me care about building a house unless that house and that base and that fort is specifically for the purpose of surviving in a game that is about survival. And I'm not really a survival game guy. I love Subnautica. It's pretty much the only one I've played to at length, but I adored it. The original Subnautica playthrough is on the channel. There would be a Subnautica Below Zero playthrough, even though both of these are from the olden days. But it was an extra live stream. It was specifically the extra live stream that was when I learned that when you stream for over 12 hours on YouTube, YouTube just fucking eats it and you can't get it back no matter what you do, even though it's still on my account and I can still see the thumbnail and I can still see the exact time code for how long the VOD would have been, roughly 23 hours. Because it was the extra 24-hour extra life marathon. And when I try to play it, it loads data from the video for like half a second, and then it goes, "Oh no, sorry, no, this video doesn't exist anymore." I'm like, but it does because I see the metadata. You clearly have it. Why don't you just let me download it since you have it, and then I can edit it myself? But no, YouTube's like, no, it doesn't matter. It's gone. We ate it. So yeah, I live in eternal fear ever since that. Which track is this? Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, the vibes of building a structure specifically to survive the elements and hold things and like build a feeling of like, okay, this is my place, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. I look at it and I look at everything to do with that game. I look at footage of it. I look at I looked at the reviews, and like this is the feeling, this is the look of someone looking at something that could turn them into a crack addict. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to become a crack addict for Satisfactory. Just to be clear. That game looks incredible. The only reason I have not started it is because everything I've read is like, this game is an ever-evolving string of madness and mechanics that just keeps going, and this game is going to suck you in for 100 to 200 hours. I've seen people talk about 1,500 to 2,000 hours, and that scares me. Because I know I can't just become a Satisfactory channel for like 6 months. But I know I could, and that's scary. Or I get a regular playthrough out of it, and then maybe we do another one someday, and then I come back to it. I don't know, because I don't know if the structure is such that like people go to it and then they land on it and then they stick with it, or they're doing multiple runs with modifiers and stuff like that. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what people's vibes are. What I do know is I want to play it. I wanna put the needle in my vein. And I want to build a mega factory. Really badly. I really, really, really want to fly my jetpack, and I wanna go about my tasks. I wanna get in some form of factory mobile. I want to drive from pylon to pylon. I want to put in a work order to my robo factory, and I want to look at the conveyor belt, and I want to watch it go, and I want to feel the brain chemicals in my brain light up as I feel every part of my social responsibilities leaving my body. Or we could play it for a little bit, and then maybe I'll find out I hate it, and then I don't know. I have not been more terrified that I will boot a game that I have built up in my head for like 3 to 4 years and be disappointed by so much. I've never been more afraid of it. Like, a part of me is afraid. I've already made the thumbnail. I don't know what I would do if that game disappointed me. I don't know, would I come back? I don't want to go into it at a time where I don't have enough time for it, right? I don't want to go into it and think to myself, oh man, but I don't have enough time, right? Or like, oh, I did this at a bad time. Or like, oh, I jumped on it before another project, and oh, it's not a good time, right? I need to be sure that the bases are loaded and that there's not like a big mega game coming up, right? Kiwami 3 is a big mega game for me. I made this mistake with Raito and Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 was such an last year, doing Death Stranding 1 as the first proper percentage chance playthrough meant the world to me. And that playthrough, despite its odds and ends, and despite the shit I was figuring out along the way, that playthrough is important to me. Because it's the first time I felt like, oh no, this is actually what percentage chance is. It's the first time that I think I crystallized my own ability to make content into something that I think worked well. To the point where some of you were just watching for hours at a time. My view counts have never looked like that since. Although Alan Wake's first session did really well, actually. I was really pleased with the numbers on that one. But like, Death Stranding 1 was incredible. Did you know that you should shut the fuck up? Death Stranding 1 went so well for the channel, and it's one of my favorite games already. So then doing Death Stranding 2 later in the year was equally transformative. I loved it. I really did love that game. If E33 did not exist, that would have been my game of the year. If E33 did not sneak in, I say sneak in, it came out earlier in the year, but I played it later. If E33 did not exist, Death Stranding 2 would have been unquestionably my game of the year last year. Sorry, wait, Blueprints came out last year. Blueprints would have been unquestionably my game of the year last year. If so, I still remember walking into the Blueprint hallway. If you know, you know. And feeling my mind expanding in the last sitting of that game. That moment. There are few moments in games that can replicate the feeling I had when I walked into that hallway. Genuinely. In media. That was no, you know what? Walking into that hallway is the closest feeling I will ever have to playing House of Leaves. The book. Walking into that hallway is the closest I will ever feel to the feeling of what it is like to read House of Leaves. If you're not familiar with House of Leaves, you should be. In terms of just oh my God, I cannot believe you put this in here. So I called that video the puzzle game equivalent, super boss equivalent of Yozora for a reason. That shit was out of control. I'm still flabbergasted. And everything else in Blueprints was like also an 11 on 10. It's just the fact that I really thought I had seen every major trick that game had left to offer, but I decided to, okay, I've seen everything I can find. I'll just look up, you know, like, what is all the little things that I didn't figure out, you know? And then it led me through this to this and this and this. And there were a lot of cool things along the way that I couldn't have found on my own, I'll be honest. That I'm glad that I took the time to discover and think about, right? But that moment of walking into that hallway at the end of that game, at quote unquote at the end of the game, it's optional. It's well after what I would consider the end of that game. But there are a few moments like that in fiction that just completely rewrite my brain chemistry and like expand what my brain is capable of comprehending. Like, I can't express enough how much Blueprints was incredible. Death Stranding 2 was more Death Stranding, and I loved it. In fact, I adored it for being more Death Stranding because I love that game. But yeah, Blueprints was something unlike anything I've ever played before. And the fact, I need you to understand the point that I walked into that hallway, and I'm being vague about what the hallway is for a reason. The point that I finally found that room, and it became this thing of like, oh, wait, hold on. Are you telling me that this game that I thought I was at this point basically, you know that fucking image of the miner who's like banging at the wall, right? And he's walking away and he's like sweating. He's like, there's nothing here. And the guy up, he's got like the guy above him, right? Like there's one, I forget. One guy's got a diamond, and he could have kept hammering, right? But or pickaxing the wall, and like the guy up above him is about to get to like the gold mine, right? No, I think there's both passageways have a gold mine. I'm ruining this. Anyway, the point is that moment of like I felt like I truly did feel like I'd mined everything in that game, and that there was nothing truly like transformative to see anymore, right? I was basically hunting for the tiny secrets left over that I missed, you know? So for the last thing in the game to actually be the equivalent of a fucking nuclear weapon being dropped on my head in terms of scale compared to what I'd been seeing for hours since what I thought was all the big stuff hours prior, long since gone, right? All the big tricks revealed, and like all the looking for the little tiny morsels for anything I can find, and then walking into that hallway and feeling like, oh no, my child, this is everything. This is our final trick. The devil's greatest trick was in fact making me believe I had seen all his tricks already. In fact, their greatest trick was at the very end. I feel sad that I was so committed to finishing that game that day because I'd spent too long on it already, that like I did look up how to get to the end of that place because I had to know, because I looked at that place and I went, this is another month. I've been playing this game on this channel for too long already. This is another month. I either can look up how to get to the end now and pull the plug, or this is another month when I literally went into that session going, this is the final session. I'm gonna wrap it up. We're gonna call it quits, and this will be it. And then I walked into there and I was like, oh no. Because I do kind of wish, part of me does wish I just took that month. Part of me wishes I did. Still. Hell, I'm still batting around doing the Dare Bird and the Cursed Mode runs. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm still batting that around. That could still happen. And listen, I know, but anyway. Back to Satisfactory. To kind of take the point home. I have batted around ideas for how to fit that onto the channel. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it just yet. This is way too long for an update stream, I'll be honest. But yeah, I've been batting around ideas for how to fit it in. I'll be real for a second. I have thought of, in my brain, I have thought of satisfactory Saturdays, where I give myself every Saturday to play that game. But part of me doesn't know if I could just play it once a week right now, if I finally did crack the lid open, you know? Also, Saturday's a weird day because that's the day after new releases in some cases. So then it's like, okay, cool. Do you actually want to skip this week? I don't know. That's tricky. The other is the summer of Satisfactory, where I just go, is anything coming out this summer? No? Okay. Break glass. Time to play Satisfactory for 3 months. Or until I finish and I'm satisfied with it. Again, it's hard to know the scale when I haven't played it yet, but people have made it clear this game will eat my soul in the best way. So, yeah. Anyway, that's where percentage chance is at right now. I know, there's a lot to get into. Too much, actually. These update streams don't tend to last this long, usually. An hour 40 is too much. I don't like it. I'd rather that have been shorter. But yeah, what I will tell you is right now, the channel is feeling pretty solid. That Alan Wake stream went really well. I like how many new people we picked up potentially from Life is Strange. I love when we jump into a brand new thing that has no representation anywhere else on the channel, and it does bring in new people. And I think that's important, because like vibing with, listen, at the end of the day, if you're not vibing with me, I'm in trouble. That's just not gonna work. I will be playing what I happen to be playing off camera, just on camera. That's the commitment I've made. That means you're getting me and my personality and my memories and creating memories with me along the way every day as we go. So that's the bargain, right? And if you're only here for the games, I'm okay if someone wants to come in for one game and then skip a few. That's fine. That's totally cool. But at the end of the day, if you're not here for this, I'm in danger. Because this job literally doesn't survive unless my personality is what keeps you here. I can play new things. Don't go. I can play new things, and I can bring that. I can bring that element of new flavors to the channel. But ultimately the flavor that you're coming for has to be. Oh, sorry. Oh, I don't remember this, but that's actually pretty good. If the flavor you're here for isn't me, I'm in trouble. It has to be me. Like there have been a lot of time. Listen, the mobile feed. Oh, by the way, I'm starting to pick up views on the mobile feed again, which is crazy. Like Alan Wake's first session technically had 139 unique viewers on the mobile feed, albeit the mobile feeds go unlisted afterwards. But still, that was actually a crazy number. Also, it was an average of 8 people sticking around for 8 minutes at a time. That might not seem like a lot for a 5.5 hour stream, but for mobile viewers, for phone viewers, do you understand how much shorter their attention spans are? Out of 139 people and unique clicks, do you know how many times I've seen those things? And it's like, yeah, the average view time was like 40 seconds. It's like, oh, great. 8. By the way, that doesn't mean anybody stayed specifically for 8 minutes. That means the overall rough average was people staying roughly that long, right? AKA people were sticking around, not clicking right off, which is crazy. That's a lot of unique people coming in. And like, we did earn some new subs yesterday. Only a few, but that's just how it is. That's also the other thing, is that we only really grow by doing brand new things. If I stuck with the same niche, I would never get anywhere. And it would be clear I'm not having a good time, because that's just not who I am. I bounce around to things. I do lots of different things. And like, yeah, every now and then when I start a stream, I'll get like a mobile feed kind of thing. There was someone a few days ago that was a 10-year-old, apparently. They said they were 10 years old, and they were like, should I watch the stream? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think anything in this game is like bad for a 10-year-old, but I can't say for sure. I would not say this place is unfamily friendly. I wouldn't say it's family friendly either. And then, you know, I did some curse words around then, and then they were like, I think I should go. I was like, I understand, right? But you'll get stuff in that feed that's weird sometimes, right? Like not even weird. Like, listen, when I get someone that comes in, it's not that often, but it does happen every now and then. I will get someone that comes in on the mobile feed and they're like, hi, what's up? I'm like, hey man, and then I introduce all the stuff and, you know, go through the pleasantries and all that. And they're like, and it's usually when I'm in this segment before we start playing something and I'm talking and I'm getting the vibes of the thing out, which is important, right? That's critical to this whole process, is the vibes have to be understood up front so that you get where I'm coming from and that you can hang with me beyond that, right? But every now and then you'll get someone that's like, start the game. And it's like, we will. I'll get there. And listen, the first hour is critical for people's attention spans. I get that. And I understand that. But if you're not here for me, this will fall apart. Right? And then it's like, sometimes it's like, you know, we will get there. And it's like, okay. And sometimes they get it. And sometimes you'll get the start the game, play a game, play a game. One time there was someone that was just spamming that. Play a game, play a game, play a game, play a game, play a game. And I'm like, I will. Believe me, that's the point. And then sometimes you'll get one that's like, hi, are you going to play a game? And I'm like, yeah, very soon. It's in the title. Right there. It's right there, ready for you to take a look at. And I try not to be facetious about it, but sometimes there is a little element of like, well, you know, you can, there is a title. It does tell you what we're here for. But sometimes you'll get a play Fortnite. Play Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite? Are you gonna play Fortnite? And I'm like, yeah. No. Are you gonna play Fortnite? No, I'm not. Can you play Fortnite? No, I'm not going to. Will you play Fortnite in the future? No, I will not. I will not.
At Pearl Vision, we know it.
Teaching attention spans to all these. Exactly. And then they'll come. There was one that even came back for multiple streams in a row saying, play Fortnite, play Fortnite, play Fortnite, play Fortnite, play Fortnite, and was spamming it. And I'm like, I'm not going to. Ever. You gotta go to somewhere else for that. Why won't you play Fortnite? Because I'm not going to play Fortnite. Because I don't care about Fortnite. Everyone plays Fortnite. I played it for 3 months 2 years ago. And it was only because the Marvel season happened. And I had a good time. And I thought the mechanics were cool. The Captain America shield was admittedly probably the best the Captain America shield will ever feel in a video game. Even better than Rivals, to be honest. I will freely admit that. I actually wish that Cap's shield functioned differently in Rivals. I wish they took out the whole punch to do the 2 punches first phase. I wish you could just throw it. That would make me much happier if he could just throw it. I kind of think they might do that eventually. Really important. Exactly. I promise you, that was my angle as well. Like I sincerely promise you, if you want to find Fortnite footage, you really do not have to look that far. I promise you. There is so much of it. It's okay to have places that are about other things, that have perhaps a more personal investment, a more emotional investment in what we're doing here. It doesn't have to be just about, hey, let's set sail to the popular thing. Sometimes I play the popular thing because sometimes I like the popular thing. Sometimes I want all the people who like the popular thing other than me to shut the fuck up and let me like the thing I like because they're horrendous. Or like when they try to co-opt it and make it weird, something weird. Gosh, the fucking comment that I read before I played E33 of the fucking, the comment that scared the shit out of me before I actually put E33 in, and I knew on a certain level because I saw people making fun of the guy, but there was a part of me that was like, how did he come to this conclusion? And it scared me. And I did mention it in the first session of that game. There was one guy that was like, man, fuck all of you. E33 is gonna win all the awards. And when it does, I'll eat all your by the way, I don't care like what people like this say or think in general. Like these people don't live rent free in my head. I don't care. But I saw it and it made me wonder how they got to this conclusion and what might be there that I'm not realizing. And it was someone that was basically saying like all you stupid liberal cuck retards or whatever. I'm allowed to use the word. It's, you know. Anyway, don't use it though. I hate it. Nonsense, right? Like we'll all be E33 is going to win game of the year and it'll show you and it'll be a victory for the white race. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? And I saw a bunch of people ripping into this dude on Blue Sky justifiably because he was hey, guess what? I can say for myself now, that guy was a lunatic. Right? Like that guy was a fucking lunatic. But like there was a little part of me that was like, what is in this game that made this guy think this game was on his team? And it was a little scary going in. Like, what did he come to the conclusion of? Luckily, it was yet another case in a long list of cases. In fact, almost every case ever of, I don't remember this one's code. Oh. This track's actually just called Clair Obscura. When does this specific one play? Interesting. Anyway. It was this moment, the realization of like, oh, it's the same as it always is when you have someone saying that shit. It's someone that reads any piece of media as inherently right-wing because they're right-wing. Therefore, it must be, therefore this thing having the things that I like, but not like, not me, the things that they like, but the things that they also don't like, but they're off enough to the side to where they don't acknowledge it, right? The whole like, oh, everything is woke unless I hate it. It's on the channel. Yeah, exactly. Like the people that are like, oh, I hate all this woke shit, except for this game that is totally not woke at all, but like opens box, looks inside, it's fucking Baldur's Gate 3. The game with so much gay sex in it, I can't believe it. And also the sex with everybody. God, the weirdest one, I didn't even play this game. Fucking, what is it? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That was one of the dumbest ones, admittedly. Cause like, it was literally, fucking, there's a gay romance in it, right? But you have to choose to actively, it's a romance subplot. You choose to be gay with the other guy, and you have to go through a lot of steps to get there and then commit to kissing the boy. And then people being like, I can't believe this. I can't believe that this game would make me kiss a boy. And it's like, you literally went through an entire subplot where you answered every I would like to kiss the boy adjacent dialogue response. And then when it asked you if you wanted to kiss the boy, you said yes. The call is coming from inside the house. It's always the people that project the most. But just like that shit of like, yeah, guess what? Expedition, any ability to read Expedition 33 like that is 1000% someone being like, well, this game, well, I like this game and I also hate black people. Therefore, this game must also hate black people according to their brains. And it's like, oh, okay, gotcha. Like, anyway, like I said, I don't like to give people like that brain space around here. Like I'm not It's just one of those things where like I was a little afraid going in. Like there was an element of like, okay, what did this person see? Is there something here that's gonna rub me the wrong way? And the answer is no. There's literally nothing. It's literally just some guy projecting, just fucking astral projecting through like 7 dimensions into space, just apparating anything he wants to see. Oh, by the way, in case I forget it, because I brought it up way earlier, and I'm not going to forget it. J.K. Rowling was in the Epstein files, and her team was emailing him in 2018. A decade after he was a well-known pedophile. In case, you know, you ever bought any of her shit about like how she like, oh no, I hate trans people, but I really just care about women and kids and I want to protect them. She's a fucking liar and a harpy. You already knew that, but now you really know that. She was feeding them to a grinder. Anyway, so if you didn't hate her enough, and you should have, you should hate her even more now. God, that one, I don't chalk that up on the list of ones that I should not have been surprised by. So yeah, Verso can only ever rub people the right way. It's true. Did Social Stream not take that comment? Did something there get that's funny. Something got censored there. Wow. Okay, whatever, not my choice. Anyway, we are fastly approaching 2 hours, and that's way too long for an update stream. So yeah, no one's even gonna watch this now. Anyway, those are the broad plans for the channel. I have been kicking around a sort of one-man show narrative idea for a long time. I mentioned it like well over a year ago. I don't know if it's gonna happen anymore, but I've had a couple of things in my brain asking how I could do it. This is the problem, is I used to have a small menagerie of people I could ask to do voices for me if I wanted. Well, not if I want, not like on command, not like I would make them, like if they wanted to, right? Like, but like, haven't been showing up in the box. We still reading now. Okay, fair enough. But like, I used to have like an assortment of people I could ask to do voices if I did go for it, but I don't anymore. So it would end up being a one-man show thing if I did it now, and it was something I was very passionate about doing for a while, with a game that is very near and dear to my heart. I don't want to say which game. I don't want to say the flavor it will end up in. I will say if it ever comes up, it would be a long time from now, I think. But yeah, it's one of those things where like it's like an unscripted scripted thing, if that makes sense. And I will not talk about it to literally anybody, but even my own brain. This will stay up in my own brain, even to the closest people to me, until the day I actually decide I'm going to do it. Until the day I can feasibly decide I'm going to do it, it will stay up there. So yeah. But I have given some hints about what game it might be before. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's something I did not play on the channel the first time that I want to do something with, because the game means a lot to me. I want to make something additive to it rather than just like riffing over it like normal. Something narrative. So yeah. And the game gives me a lot of tools to do that. Anyway. All right. For no particular reason other than I just really love this particular track from a different video game, I am going to play this stream out on, let's see if I can find it without having to resort to going to the game's official soundtrack. Or am I going to have to? Let's see. No, I'm just going to do it. Okay. If you know, you know. Let's find it. It should be in the DLC, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there it is. Because, man, this shit made me happy. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I will see you guys. Please be the right one. Please be the right one. Takes an awful long time to start up, huh? can't even hear anything. I'm actually going to jump this ahead. I literally don't hear it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That'll do. If you know, you know. Anyway. I got some vibes. Okay. Thank you very much for tuning into this Percentage Chance update stream. No, I'm not doing anything with this game anytime soon, for the record. I just love it. So, that'll be that for tonight. Life is Strange tomorrow. I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.